Hi, this is Dr. Otto Janke, and we're just finishing up with our day, but I really wanted to get this quick video to you about your kids being your healthiest. We talk about your healthiest children. You know, was this week it was on the news that your children, your elementary school children, 20% of them are going to be diagnosed with some kind of mental disorder, psychiatric disorder. And you know what that means? Welcome to the drug train. Be coming to your school, your town, your home. They will be prescribed this. So let's do something different. Let's talk about them being really healthy, okay? So one of the first things we talk about with your kids being healthy is that I'm a firm believer that your children are just like a beautiful flower. You know, if you plant a seed into the dirt and you nourish it, that flower knows one thing, and that is to grow up to be a beautiful, healthy flower. The same thing with your children. Your children are meant to do one thing, and that is be absolutely beautiful, healthy children. So why aren't they? Well, if we take a look at some of the statistics about kids in America, look at the prevalence of asthmas and allergies. Way up top here, man. That's your kids. And we look at what are your kids being fed. You are trying your best to understand that, but these companies are trying to influence the health of your children. And where does it all begin? Well, some of you it starts with forceps delivery, and some starts with a vacuum extraction. So we look at that, we actually look at the tension that's put upon their cervical spine when they're being born. They're being pulled, tensioned, and stressed at a very young age. And if it's a C-section, because I know some of you are saying, wait a minute, my kid was born by C-section. If it's a C-section, the child's already down going on this way, you're pulling them out the back door, stressing the nervous system even more. You know, so the wild thing about this is that if we look at some of the research, Goodman talks about discovered that more than 80% of the infants that he examined shortly after birth were suffering from injuries to the cervical spine and neck, causing all types of health problems. We look at Tobin. The birth process, even under optimal conditions, even the best ones, is a potentially traumatic, crippling event. Spinal cord and brainstem injuries occur often during the process of birth, but frequently escape diagnosis. See, what happens is when a baby's first born, you have the APGAR test, right? The APGAR score for the parents. Look at the score to see how great they're doing to make sure they're alive. The APGAR was started by an anesthetist to find out how the baby has responded to the mom's anesthesia. It doesn't check out the nervous system. We need to check out the nervous system for your baby to be your healthiest. So some more. We have Dr. Apadanegi determined that the interference to the nervous system due to spinal stress resulting in serious damage within a short period of time. The spinal stress tragedy may take 60 years to develop fully. 60 years! Studies at Columbia University have shown that the average child loses 70% of his biological potential by the age of 17, and the child will have less than optimal physical, mental, and social well-being. So where do you start? So we look at your beautiful child, that two cells that came together, and boom, that beautiful flower, that is your child. One of the first things we have to look at for them to be healthy is this. We have to look at their nervous system. The nervous system. The great creator, Mother Nature, said, hey, listen, this system is so important, we have to encase it fully in bone. It's the first system in the body that's fully developed. You got to have this before you go any farther. So what do? Well, very simply is we check babies to see if they're subluxated. We check babies to see if they're subluxated. And sometimes we adjust the young boys and girls. You know, they do so much better. They just do better. They just do better. So just like that flower I talked about before, that you put the seed into the ground and you nourish it, and that does one thing, it becomes a beautiful flower. The same with you, your child. We nourish the child, allow it to be as healthy as possible. And guess what it does? Boom, a beautiful, healthy child. And that's the cool stuff about it. So what do? Well, let's give them a chance. Let's just give your children a chance to be as healthy as possible. Let's see how many drugs they cannot take. How many prescriptions they're not going to be on. Let's see how healthy they can be. Let's give them the chance. And let's get a world full of healthy kids. Let's see how we can do that, okay? If you have any questions, call my office. We're going to have that number up there. Call that. Ask Amanda. If I'm not in your area, call me, email me, and we'll find somebody in your area that I would go to. You have a great day.